Jack Frost, a cult classic released in 1997 about a killer snowman. No, not the Michael Keaton one. This one, with a man in a suit, just like the films of yesteryear. It's about a homicidal maniac being transported from prison when the prison truck collides with a vehicle carrying experimental toxic waste. And you know what happens with experimental toxic waste? Yep, it gives you superpowers. So, after Jack Frost is exposed to it, he turns into a snowman who seeks revenge on the sheriff and his town.
Christmas came a little early.
So, we've got 10 groovy facts about Jack Frost coming up. A crazy killer snowman movie. If you've got a list of killer snowman movies, this should be in your top 10, if not number 1. So, grab yourself a mulled wine and let's crack on with it.
Number 1 bad acting led to Jack Frost.
Director Michael Cooney hails from sunny old England. His family were involved hugely with the theatre business. His dad was a theatre actor, but it seems the acting gene got on a boat and buggered off, instead of entering Michael Cooney. After leaving university, he flew out to Los Angeles in the US of A and joined an acting school, but sadly, by his own admission, found his acting ability was a bit poor. He felt the lines he were given for his acting roles were badly written, and maybe why his acting was poor. So Michael Cooney's acting didn't improve, but with the encouragement of some friends, he was inspired to write some screenplays, as he loved to write, and this eventually snowballed into the Jack Frost screenplay. If he was a great actor, then who knows if the Jack Frost movie would have ever existed. Every cloud.
Number 2 hit was supposed to be a big budget effect movie.
Michael Cooney had just watched Terminator 2 in 1991. Like the rest of the world, was blown away by the liquid metal effect that was just jaw-dropping, and began to wonder what if a snowman had similar attributes and could turn into water and steam. I'm not sure where he stick his carrot. Whoa, what was that? What if Michael Cooney was responsible for writing Terminator 2? It could have been Arnold facing off against a Terminator snowman, hell-bent on killing John Connor. That would have been cool. It was written with a big budget in mind, and the script sent off to various studios and movie directors. This was where Rennie Harlin, who had directed some successful movies such as Cliffhanger, Die Hard 2, and of course the mega hit Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, Dream Master. It was going to be shot on a $30 million budget, but Rennie Harlin's wife at the time, the then in demand and talented actress Gina Davis, asked Rennie Harlin to direct the pirate movie. No, not pirate as in illegal bootleg movie. The pirate movie that came to be Cutthroat Island. An expensive flop that crashed and sank at the box office. Oh Rennie, if only you insisted on making a killer snowman movie, what were you thinking? It became a struggle to get the budget that was desired, as people could not see the true genius that is Jack Frost. Eventually the movie was took on by A-Pits Entertainment, given a budget of $1.5 million, quite the drop in budget. Because of the budget limitations, director Michael Cooney decided to take on the job of writing, storyboarding and directing, along with co-writer Jeremy Page, who I believe did some assistant directing. This saved a fair bit of money. Cooney even did the voiceover for the intro of the film to save money hiring another actor. Shooting began in 1994 and shot in 18 days, although the film would not be released until 1997, with money flow problems delaying its release.
Number 3 No Snow Oh No.
They decided to shoot the movie in Thornskin, California, a tree-laden, lodge-littered, beautiful-looking place during the wintertime. With its stunning scenery and soon to be covered in snow trees, it was ideal. But hold on a frostbitten minute. When they took all their equipment down and everybody was set to go, they soon realised it was a drought year, and for the first time in over 60 years, no snow fell. It didn't fall for the whole shoot. The temperature was in the 80s. Scorchio! It was too late to up sticks. They didn't have the budget after it was drastically cut. They had no choice but to bring in fake snow, made of foam, wool and cotton, and stuck together. Sheets of this would then be laid down on the ground, and they would carry it around to each location. It became one of the most important pieces of equipment, if you will, on the movie. Because of this unexpected situation, Michael Cooney had to improvise fast, so he decided there were going to be a lot of close shots so as not to get too much of the background in. But some shots do get in, it's inevitable. But I think it adds to the charm even though it wasn't wanted. Money problems, no snow, I'm surprised this bloody movie got made.
Well, it ain't fucking Frosty!
Number 4. Why so serious? From horror to comedy.
When the movie was written, it was written as a serious horror. I know, hard to believe, right? The horror was supposed to have some amazing digital effect, and rather than it just stayed in a small town, it was going to have a big expensive finale in a city skyscraper. As you know, the budget for the ambitious movie about a homicidal snowman was not available. So on with the show, or should that be on with the snow. The script had to be changed to cater for the small budget, but it was still going to be scary, serious horror, right? Right? Well no, around $50,000 was given to the effects team. A few weeks later, director Michael Cooney finally came face to face with the special effects company's work and was shocked to see just the one snowman stood there. He was mortified. It's the only one that appears in the film. Cooney had to turn the movie into a comedy instead. He had no choice. The suit was so bad, it was laughable.
Number 5. The cast.
The cast did a really good job in this movie, playing it straight and making you believe that they believe that this crazy shit could be real. One of the most important characters in the movie is the tanker driver, played by Kurt Byron. He may only be in it briefly, but it's due to him that Jack Frost is created. Damn you, Kurt! He is primarily a stuntman. He did stunts on Jack Frost, but he's also appeared in what seems like 8 million movies, such as Scream 2, Wishmaster 1 and 2, The Purge, Logan, and several other movies. Christopher Hallport, who played Sheriff Sam, was a veteran actor who'd done sterling work on productions such as X-Files, Quantum Leap, as well as Jack Frost 2. Sadly, he passed away in 2008. I'm sure there are many Shannon Elizabeth fans out there who's probably most famous for her role in American Pie, and no doubt her scenes were some of the most paused in viewing history. She appeared in many films such as 13 Ghosts, Night of the Demons, and Scary Movie. But it was our beloved Jack Frost movie that kick-started her movie career, playing the character of Jill Metzner, the poor unfortunate lady who gets in a bath with Jack Frost and carotid. As for the title role of Jack Frost himself, that went to Scott McDonald, after being selected via the audition process, where one auditionee actually pulled a knife, getting into character. A bit too much, eh? What a nut job. Scott McDonald is a veteran actor, which is a nice way of saying he's been around a bit. He's done everything, from TV, film, theatre, and voiced many video game characters. He's actually voiced Nick Fury and Dum Dum Dugan in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance video game. He's also voiced characters in video games such as Dead Space, Enter the Matrix, X-Men Legends 2, and tons more. At some point, other than Jack Frost, we will have seen him, especially on TV, where he's had roles in X-Files, Carnival, ER, Dexter, you name it, he's been in it. When he was given the role of Jack Frost, he soon realised it was going to be a horror comedy. With the rest of the cast playing it straight, he felt Jack Frost had to be played with a bit more flamboyant, and a very eye-rolling performance came to be.
Looks like deep fried Jack's off the menu for tonight.
He sadly didn't get to interact with most of the cast, as the majority of the role was voicing Jack whilst watching the movie in a recording studio. He would try different lines and joke that he and the director, Michael Cooney, would decide which were the best.
I can see your house from up here!
Was Scott McDonald's suggestion. He realises the movie's not considered Oscar worthy, but it's a lot of fun and it has art, and he's rather proud of it.
Number 6. The infamous bath scene.
There are many great moments in the movies, more than you realise, which happen in the bath or the shower, such as Fatal Attraction, Psycho, even Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, Jack Frost has a moment too. That is up there with his classic, and it was purely accidental. In the movie, Shannon Elizabeth's character, Jill, gets into a bath, looking hotter out of the bath than in it, but she does not know it's actually Jack Frost, who then attacks her and kills her, but as we all know, he's also raped her with his carrot. I can't say that's something I've often said. As the scene was being shot, Jack Frost attacks Jill, but the carrot on the suit kept coming loose and it actually smacked Shannon Elizabeth, very painfully, in the eye. It was more trouble than it's worth. Shots of the carrot floating in the bathtub were shot, no doubt to explain why it's not on his nose. It was when the editors working on the movie told Michael Cooney it looks like she's been shagged by the snowman. What in the frosty hell of Satan is this, Michael Cooney may have thought. There was no way around it. It looked like snowballs were dunked, so Michael Cooney shot some extra scenes and asked Scott McDonald to record some lines, with Jack Frost quipping about the sets he's just had. I wonder how that went down. Michael Cooney got in touch with Scott McDonald and says, "Hello Scott, can you record some extra lines for me?" "Yeah, sure, Mr. Michael Cooney. What is it you want me to do?" "Well, it's a new one. In it, Jack Frost has just stuck his carrot up Jill." "Hello? Scott? Scott? Are you there, Scott?" Whilst this caused a bit of controversy, I don't see anything wrong with it because it's such an absurd moment that it's funny rather than distressing. We would hate that to happen in real life, but context is key. When Superman kills accidentally, or to people during epic brawls in the city, or when a tree assaults a woman in Evil Dead, it's absurd, so we can be entertained by it and not take it too seriously. Anyway, who hasn't had a carrot stuck up them? Anybody? Just me then.
Looks like Christmas came a little early this year.
Number 7. The Frosty Reception.
When Jack Frost was finally released onto an unsuspecting public, the reaction was not good at all. Maybe some people just needed to chill out. It only has a 7% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, or Tomatoes if you're in the US of A, and reviews such as "The only thing melting was my poor mind" from Premiere magazine, or About.com's review stating "This is not a fun B-movie." And audience reviews were just as chilly, with some stating "A movie is as cold as the character. This comedy you can skip," or "My god, what the hell is this movie?" It's fair to say quite a few thought it was a load of snowbollocks, but there are a number of people who think this movie is a lot of fun and silly entertainment, myself included in that appreciative group of people. Director Michael Cooney has often said he finds even to this day people praising, saying it's a great Christmas movie, where it sure as hell beats watching White Christmas again. And stoners and pissheads especially love it. Scott McDonald, good old Jack Frost himself, said when he got cast in an episode of The X-Files, Season 8, Episode 9, he arrived at the studio, first day of shooting, and walked into a room where they kept special effects props, and saw sitting on a shelf the head of Jack Frost that had been used in the movie. When he told some crew members he played that character, he was surprised to discover many members of the cast and crew adored the movie, and they went out of their way to find him just so they could talk to him about his cool movie role. He melted their hearts as he regaled them with tales of working on Jack Frost. They were frozen to the spot listening to them, and I'm going to shut up with frosty puns now. So the film may have got a slating critically and commercially, but just like a child who deprives you of sleep, your money and special bedroom time with your partner, you may not love it, but over time you begin to like it until you cannot imagine a life without it. Jack Frost is a good movie. It brings a smile to your face.
Number 8. Jack Frost or Jack Frost.
Our beloved icicle-throwing, carrot-thrusting boogie snowman was released in 1997, but less than a year later, another movie by the name of Jack Frost was also released. The other version was a family movie, starring Michael Keaton as a father who dies and comes back to life as a snowman, and teaches his family some life lessons before dying as he melts. After that description, I'm actually wondering which one is the horror movie. Some people did rent the horror-themed Jack Frost by mistake, causing some nightmares to horrify kids, no doubt. Although when I was a kid I was watching Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers, so I think most kids would have been buzzing. Truth be told, some video shop employees actually put the wrong Jack Frost in the case on purpose, and no doubt were laughing their heads off when irate renters would come back the day after. Very childish behaviour. I tip my hat off to you because it's highly amusing. Me and your father are just going to put some shelves up. Cool, stick my shelf right up there. It's been ages. So I've rented out that sweet family-friendly movie Jack Frost for you children to watch. Right, what's all this commotion? Me and your father trying to put up some shelves. Oh my, what's he doing with that carrot? Now it's surely just an unfortunate coincidence that the family-friendly, big-budget movie released by Warner Brothers shares its title with our Jack Frost. I mean, Warner Brothers would not dare use some of the same plot details as Psycho Killer Jack Frost movie, would it? Well, hold on to your snowballs, because the similarities are uncanny. In Jack Frost horror, for that's what I'll call it for the moment, there is a local goofball who runs around acting crazy after he's seen the snowman that's very much alive. Well, in family-friendly Jack Frost, there is also a local goofball who also goes around screaming about a snowman that is very much alive. It is also a car-related accident during a snowstorm that results in both Jack Frost being created. Both movies have a moment where a kid touches Jack Frost. That doesn't sound right when I say it out loud. The kid puts his nose, eyes and clothing on the snowman, whilst having no idea that both the creepy buggers are alive. In horror Jack Frost, he removes his head and holds it high in the air so he can spy through a window. Yep, you guessed it, it also happens in a family-friendly version too. Amazingly, in both films, there is also a moment where a group of bullying kids picking on a kid get some Jack Frost comeuppance. Admittedly, how the bullies receive their punishment differs a slight touch. In a family-friendly version, the bullies are chased away when Jack Frost goes all Rambo and fires hundreds of snowballs at them. In horror Jack Frost, he deals with the bullies by slicing one of their heads off with a sledge. Yep, slight difference there, but you know, tomatoes, tomatoes. Both Jack Frost also fall to bits, but resemble with various body parts in the wrong place. There are several more moments in both movies that are almost identical. Could it be that the later 1998 Michael Keaton starring Jack Frost is an unofficial remake of Jack Frost 97, but with less murders and raping? Who knows, but it is strange. What do you think?
Number 9, Moose Icicle.
For a movie with a cheap budget and a trunk load of problems, you think they would have hired a so-so musician, maybe even throw in some elevator music to save some pennies. But nope, they hired an award-winning composer, the multi-talented Chris Anderson, who can compose in the style of jazz, rock, electro, and has also composed pieces for symphony orchestras. He's provided scores for a multitude of movies and TV shows such as The Brady Bunch, Home Movie Special on CBS TV, The Three Stooges Greatest Hits TV show, and such movies as Day of the Dead Contagion, Creepshow 3, the music being the only good thing about it, and Horror 101. A talented man for a talented movie. The music for Jack Frost definitely has its charm, and Chris Anderson found it a delight to compose for. He must have been pissing his sides whilst watching scenes of a homicidal snowman slicing kids' heads off and having a naked woman bathe in his body juices whilst recording the soundtrack. There was also another composer on Jack Frost, Carl Schurz. He composed many films, mostly for softcore sex movies. Now I've had to watch these softcore porn movies to listen to the music, for research purposes of course. The sort of people who watch these films are absolutely disgusting. Anyway, got to go to the bathroom. I need the toilet. Oh, it's this way. Now where were we? Oh yeah, he's composed for movies such as Girl for Girl, Hot Club California, The Key to Sex and several more. It must have been a change for him to compose for a movie where the actors keep their clothes on, mostly, rather than have them off.
Number 10, the sequel.
In 2000, 3 years after Jack Frost came, Jack Frost 2 Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman arrived. Some of the original cast were back, such as Christopher Hallport, once more playing the unlucky sheriff, and of course Scott McDonald as Jack Frost. The story involved the sheriff on a Caribbean holiday because he wanted to avoid anywhere where there was snow, but that doesn't stop Jack Frost, who now has the ability to stay frozen in the heat wave. Anything to do with shooting the Jack Frost character must surely be cursed, as on the first movie it wouldn't bloody snow when they needed it to snow, yet on this one it rained for the whole shoot, resulting in a tropical island with no sun. It wasn't well received, it's fair to say, even by fans of the first movie too. Even returning director Michael Cooney thought it had lost something, stating how it was now too self-aware. He had less freedom to do what he wanted, as the studio wanted more control, and they insisted on a CGI snowman. But the CGI was ropey, and it actually took away the charm of seeing an actor in the frosty suit do his thing. It's generally regarded as a bad movie, but not a good bad movie sadly. Michael Cooney did say in 2016 he would love to return to the world of Jack Frost, and have him become a giant snowman, Jackzilla, and create merry hell in the city, trashing it and kicking in chairs, knocking down tables. Call the police, there's a snowman around. Like King Kong, Jack Frost would have climbed a tall building. This movie has to be made. It's the movie you never knew you wanted. Whilst Jack Frost 2 does have its charm, it's only on occasion. A bit like my girlfriend, she only puts on the charm when she wants something from me. You know, like when she wants me to raise my feet while she's doing the hoovering up. Well, there you have it, 10 groovy facts about Jack Frost. It's a bizarre feel-good Christmas movie that's hard not to like. It sits alongside It's a Wonderful Life and Die Hard as great Christmas movies. And coming up to Christmas, I know for most of the year you just want to avoid your friends, your family and your relatives. You know, those that get right on your tits. But it's Christmas. So give out a little love, give out a little warmth, and give each other a cuddle if you can. And remember, look out for one another, look out for yourself. Merry Christmas. Bye. Silent night, scary night. You won't sleep. Under your bed, a monster will grab your feet. Open your presents, it might be an axe. And watch out for those Christmas bats. Keep safe and warm, all the bad things have gone. Silent night, holy night, no more scary things now, there's no more frights. The vampires and werewolves and witches are not here. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I will see you soon. May you be safe. Silent night.